Series 116 out of the Park Baseball 20 is on the air, and we are preparing to bring you a 1990s matchup between two teams from the middle of that decade and two teams that have similar records. I believe they were in the same division, so it should be interesting. Let's introduce our teams here for Series 116, and we have the Cubbies up first, the 1995 Chicago Cubs, led by Jim Riggleman. Actually had a winning record in 1995. Not the most successful period in Cubs baseball, but they did have a decent year in 95. And looking at some of the stars on the team, of course, Sammy Sosa, coming into his own as a power hitter. How he was doing it's a different story, but he banged out 36 long ones, 119 RBIs, slugged .500. Along with Sosa, you had Mark Grace, who hit .326, hammered away at 51 doubles. Great season for Grace, 16 homers, 92 driven in, on base of .395. Luis Gonzalez was on this team, hit .290. Brian McRae stole 27 bases, was the leadoff man at .288. Sean Dunston hit .296, 14 home runs, almost 70 driven in. Those are some of the stars for the Cubs. Todd Zeile struggled a bit during this season. Scott Service and Ray Sanchez also part of the team. On the mound, the Cubs were led by Jamie Navarro, who was 14-6 with a .328. A good season for Navarro. Only walked 56 men in his 29 starts, went 200 innings. Frank Castillo, 11-10, good season, .321. His off-speed stuff was working quite well. Kevin Foster, 12-11 as well, .451 ERA. Castillo and Foster have since passed, so kind of sad that a recent baseball team lost two of their starters, but very good during this time. And then Steve Traskell did have a little bit of a rough year with .515 his ERA and his slow motion pitching. If you ever saw him pitch, he took a while to deliver the baseball, but did get 29 starts. Jim Bullinger also part of it, and Randy Myers closed out very well for the Cubs. ERA a tad high, but had 38 saves. So you can see the pieces here as the Cubs put together a decent side. Jim Riggleman as well. The Cubbies were third in the NL Central and just a few years away from actually making the playoffs. So interesting ball club in the Cubs, and their opponents are going to be the 1996 Houston Astros, just a year removed from that Cubs team. Harry Collins led a ball club that was 82-80. They finished second in the NL Central. And the familiar names here, Jeff Bagwell, 31 long ones, 120 RBIs, .315 batting average. Outstanding year for Bagwell in his prime. Biggio, 25 steals, was able to hit 15 out of the park. He was at .288 with 113 runs. Derek May, .251. Derek Bell, 17 home runs, 113 RBIs, .263. Good year for Derek Bell. Brian Hunter on this team as well. A good defensive outfielder. Orlando Miller from the shortstop position, 15 home runs and a .256 average. And Sean Berry hit 17 long ones with a surprising 95 RBIs. This Astro team still playing in the Astrodome. So when you see something like home runs in the mid-teens, you know that the team was, or the batter was pretty good, because that was a hard part to take a pitcher deep in. The pitching staff, Shane Reynolds, 16-10. Nice ERA. He went 239 innings, over 200 strikeouts. And Darryl Kyle, 12-11. Decent season for Kyle. He let up 16 home runs, not bad, and went over 200 innings as well. Doug Drabick, 33 years old, slowing down a little bit, but he got 30 starts. Not a bad performance. And Mike Hampton, 10-10, .359 ERA for Hampton, who was starting to come into his own a little bit. And Todd Jones was the closer. And you see here a little bit the Astros bullpen struggled a bit, but there's the name of Billy Wagner at 24. He was coming into his own, so we might see him in some high leverage situations. The likes of Danny Darwin at 40 years old also on this team. So both teams close to 500. Both teams with better days ahead maybe, but should be interesting to watch. These two teams in the mid-90s with some up-and-coming stars going up against each other in a best-of-7 series. Looking a little bit closer here, Game 1's going to have Jaime Navarro going up against Shane Reynolds. will be down in the Astrodome for the first two and head on back to Wrigley for the middle three. So not much to choose from between these teams. It'll be interesting to see two teams that know each other pretty well. And the action should be close, if I were to say. We'll see what the Cubs can do against the Astros. So coming up, game one, we'll take it live to Houston. Hope you are with us and hope you're ready to get this started. The 1995 Cubs battling it out with the 96 Astros. Take you live to Houston for game one. Astrodome is lit up and ready for action. We're in the third inning with the Cubs up with no score. Jose Hernandez against Shane Reynolds. Woody out here in the third. And Hernandez is going to line one just fair down the right field line. So Jose Hernandez is going to have a double to lead off the inning here for Chicago. Hernandez now on third with Brian McRae, the hitter. McRae will hit the ground ball to second. Play is going to be made there. And the run is going to cross the plate. So the Cubs get on the board first here. We'll move now bottom of the third, 2 outs. Brian Hunter, the hitter, with the man on. Hunter hits it to center field. That ball's got some carry. That ball's going to drop in there. So Hunter's going to have a double. Round in third is the runner to score, and he will. Biggio with turning on the speed, and he gets all the way home from first base to tie this game at 1. We got a 1-1 tie heading to the bottom of the fifth. Biggio now the batter against Navarro with the man on. And there's ball 4 inside. So Biggio gets on base here with 2 outs in the inning. And Brian Hunter, the hitter, this one's popped up. Should be playable. Coming in is Sosa. He's got it. So 2 runners left on by the Astros, and we'll move on in this ball game. Move to the 6th with Brian McRae now the hitter to lead off the inning. There's a ground ball up the middle, so McRae with his speed will get on board. A leadoff single for McRae. Ray Sanchez, the hitter. Let's see if the Cubs move on along the runner. And Sanchez goes down the line, a fair ball. McRae turning on the speed. He's going to head the third. Brian McRae's going to hold up there. We got second and third for the Cubs. Nobody out here in the 6th inning. So a big chance here for Mark Grace as the infield's in to come through. And Grace is going to ground it back to the mound, but the play's going to be made there by Reynolds, so Grace can't come through. Runners are going to hold. Here's Sammy Sosa with 1 out. Sosa hits it to short. They hold the runners again, and the Cubs cannot get the run in here. 2 outs with men in scoring position, and Luis Gonzalez, the last hope for Chicago. He hits it, however, deep to right. This ball's going to die, however, in the Astrodome. It is caught. Bell's got it, and the Cubs cannot capitalize. We'll move bottom of the 6th now. Derek Bell's the hitter against Navarro, who's still in there. This ball's lined into left field. That's going to drop for a single. So 1 out rally now for the Astros in this well-played, well-pitched game. Orlando Miller's the batter, and he'll hit one into the gap. That's going to break the tie all the way to the wall. 1 run is in. And Orlando Miller breaks the tie. It is now 2-1 Houston as they get the run here in the 6th inning they've been looking for. The pitcher now up there with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Reynolds at the plate. And the Cubs walk him. He is walked. The runner's going to score. Navarro walks the pitcher. And it is now 3-1 Houston. We'll move to the 8th. Billy Wagner now on the mound. Brian McRae, the hitter, with nobody out and a man on. There's a bunt. McRae's going to use his speed. He is going to be thrown out, but a runner on second will get there. So a sacrifice here with 1 out now. Dunston on second with Ray Sanchez, the hitter, who's come through already in this ball game. There's a pop-up, however. That's going to be easy. Bagwell's got it, so 2 outs as Wagner's doing his job. Mark Grace, the hitter. Lefty versus lefty. Grace hits it deep to center field. However, this ball's got some carry all the way to the wall. It's going to drop. Grace with another double, and Dunston will score. There's a 3-2 ball game now. Mark Grace with a double to the deepest part of the park, only inches away from tying it up. And Sammy Sosa has a chance now. Sosa will hit this one into the hole. That ball gets through. Grace is going to round third. He's coming home to score. The Cubs have come all the way back here against none other than Billy Wagner. Sammy Sosa, an RBI double to right field. We are tied at 3. We move bottom of the 8th. James Moudon is the new hitter here against Mike Walker. Mouton is going to single to right. So that's a good start here as the Astros look in the rally and take the lead again. Tony Eusebio is the hitter. And he walks. So first and second now, nobody out. Houston in the rally position. John Cangelosi is the pinch hitter. Let's see if he puts down a bunt. He does not. He walks. So the base is loaded here. Nobody out for Houston in the 8th inning. The Cubs both been having issues, more particularly Mike Walker. And Biggio now a chance to really take it open. He pops it up, however. This is going to be playable by Grace. Actually, it is infield fly, and Sanchez makes the play, so Biggio can't come through. Let's see if Brian Hunter can. Infield still in. Tie game. And there's a shot. That ball's going to get down. Fair ball. Just inside the line, and a run will score. So Hunter with an RBI single. Mouton scores. It is 4-3 now, Houston. We move to the 9th inning with Todd Jones in here to try to close the door against the Cubs here in the 9th. Got services late on the swing. That's out number 1. So fans on their feet here in Houston as Todd Zeal comes to the plate. Strike 3. Jones got him as well. 2 up, 2 down, 2 strikeouts, and Jose Hernandez, the last hope for the Cubs. Jones delivers. This one's hit into right field, so Hernandez keeps the Cubs alive with a single. He's the tying run here. And Mark Parent's going to come in to pinch hit for the Cubs. Todd Jones delivers. This is hit third. Play's going to be made there and in time. Spires makes the play. The Astros win game 1 in a tightly played ball game. They win it 4-3. The Cubs made a comeback, but it was the Astros who come out on top. Shane Reynolds went 7 innings of good work. Jaime Navarro 6 for the Cubbies, but it was Brian Hunter who was 3 for 5 with a double. And his RBI just inside the right field line was the difference in the bottom of the 8th inning after the Cubs had tied it behind Grayson Sosa, who helped them climb back against Billy Wagner. And then Todd Jones closed the door in the 9th inning as Houston wins at home, takes the first game of the series, sets the pace for their team, and now take the advantage in the game 2 as Frank Castillo is going to take the mound against Darryl Kyle. The Astros will try to take a 2-0 lead, and the Cubs will continue to battle. We'll see if they can tie things up before we head to Chicago. Game 2 coming up, a tight, well-played series between 2 very similar teams. Coming up is Game 2 from the Astrodome. First inning, runners on the corners for Sammy Sosa, 1 out. Chance for the Cubs, and this is drilled deep to left field to the wall, but caught out there. Again, the ball dying here at the Astrodome, but there will be a run scoring on the tag-up. Ray Sanchez crosses the plate. Pitchers duel here. We're in the bottom of the 4th. It's 1-0 Cubs with Jeff Bagwell at the plate against Frank Castillo. And Bagwell's going to go back up the middle with a base hit and a man on. So first and second here. It's only the second Astros hit. Here in the 4th inning, Sean Berry, the hitter. Berry lines one to center field. That ball's going to be caught on the run there. Nice play by McRae. And Derek Bell's up there with 1 out. Oh, looks at strike 3. Castillo comes across and gets him. So 2 outs now for Orlando Miller and 2 on. Castillo delivers. This one's popped up. It should be playable. On the infield there is Ray Sanchez, and the 1-0 lead is preserved. We move bottom 5. James Mouton up there against Castillo. Nobody out. Mouton will single to left field, so the Astros with the leadoff runner on the bases. Tony Eusebio, the hitter. Eusebio goes back to the mound. Castillo makes the play at second. Relay to first. Double play. Nice play by Castillo getting off the mound. A double play, and that's going to make it another dead opportunity for the Astros. This 1-0 game continuing. We move bottom 6th. Craig Biggio, the hitter here in the 6th inning. And Craig Biggio with a solid single to center to lead it off. So Houston still coming at the Cubbies. Here's Brian Hunter. Hunter strikes out. Castillo gets him. That ball was in the dirt. And here's Jeff Bagwell with 1 out. 3-2 pitch. This is hit up the middle, a base hit. Biggio's going to head all the way to third. So runners on the corners for the Astros. Only 1 out here in the 6th inning. Sean Berry's the hitter. And this ball is hit deep to center. McRae going back there. He will get there. The runners will tag, however. Biggio is going to score, and we got a tie ball game at the Astrodome, 1-1. And Derek Bell up there now with 2 outs and a man on third. This is hit back to the mound. Castillo makes the play. But the Astros get a run, and we move to the latter half of this ball game. Latter third, I should say, of this ball game. 1-1 tie. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Mike Walker has come in to pitch with Craig Biggio at the plate. 1 out. And Biggio gets another hit. This one to right field. Drops in front of Sosa. Brian Hunter, the hitter. This one's hit to Sosa as well. He'll have a chance to catch this one. He does. 2 outs. Bagwell, the hitter, with 2 outs and 1 on. Walker delivers. This ball is lined to right field. That'll get down. Biggio's going to hit the third, so a 2-out rally now. First and third. 2 outs for Sean Berry. 1-1 tie. And this one's lined to left. That'll get down. The Astros take the lead here on the Berry single. Fans going crazy. It's the 8th inning run here that puts the Astros up by a single run. And Todd Jones coming on now in the 9th to try to close out again the Cubbies. Ray Sanchez up to lead off the 9th inning. Sanchez will hit this one to short. And that's going to be an infield hit for Sanchez. So the Cubs got something going here. Here's Mark Grace. Ball gets away, and Sanchez is going to make it to second. So the Cubs have the tying run on second base. Nobody out. Grace at the plate. And Grace goes to third, however. Play's going to be made there. Runner cannot advance. Spires makes the play. Here's Sammy Sosa. Xavier Hernandez now the new pitcher. Sosa goes back to the mound. Play's going to be made there. Hernandez gets Sosa on the 1-3 putout. And we got Sanchez on third. 2 outs. Luis Gonzalez the batter. It's a 2-1 ball game. And this is hit back to Hernandez. He will make the play. And the Astros have won game 2 by a single run. Just like they won game 1. 2 very tight ball games go to Houston. Beat the Cubs in a very good game, 2-1 the final. Darryl Kyle kept his team in it, battling Frank Castillo, who was right there as well. Craig Biggio, 2 for 4. He scored both Astros runs. The big run in the 8th inning was the difference. A sacrifice fly tied it in the 6th. In the 8th, it was Berry who got the single that scored the go-ahead run. And after Todd Jones got into a little bit of trouble, Xavier Hernandez closed the door. Darryl Kyle, the player of the game, and the Houston Astros have taken a 2-0 game lead in this series, sending things back to Chicago in control. The Cubs now will have to try to find a rally at Wrigley, and Steve Trasko will take the mound against Mike Hampton in game number 3. Both the first 2 games have been very well played, very tight, one-run games, but Houston has prevailed, so now the pressure is on Chicago to answer here in game 3 and not fall too far behind. Cubs and Astros from Wrigley Field. Game 3, the Cubs need to respond. Steve Trasko on the mound against Mike Hampton. At Wrigley Field now for Game 3, we have Craig Biggio leading things off in the first inning against Steve Trasko. Beautiful night in Chicago. Crisp October evening. And here's a shot by Biggio. He's going to get on base here. He's going to head to second with the leadoff double, open up this ball game. Houston again with the 2-0 series lead. So we're looking to push the Cubs to the limit. Biggio on third now with Bagwell at the plate. And that ball gets away on the strike 3, and it's going to be scoring a run as Bagwell will get on the strikeout and the wild pitch, and the run crosses the plate, so Houston takes the lead. We'll move to the second with Biggio back up there and a man on second. This one's lined to left. There's a base hit. Eusebio around in third. He's going to come around to score, and it's 2-0. Houston has broken up on top here in game number 3. We'll move bottom of the second. Sean Dunston with a man on second. Mike Hampton delivers, and Dunston lines one to right. That ball's going to get down into the corner. A run's going to score. Sean Dunston heading to third, and Chicago has a run to cut the lead to 2-1 on the triple by Dunston to right field. Dunston going the other way, and now Scott Service with a chance to tie this game up. Service will hit the shot to center. There's the catch. The throw of the plate's going to be close, but Dunston will beat it. So Hunter couldn't get it there in time, and now the Cubs have tied the game at 2. We'll move to the 5th inning. Brian Hunter, the hitter. Hunter takes ball 4 with Biggio already on base for the 3rd time, so Riggleman's not happy with the call, but that's going to bring up Bagwell here with 2 on and nobody out.
Strike 3.
That's a strikeout for Trasko, so he gets Bagwell swinging. 5 strikeouts for Trasko. Here's Sean Berry. Berry will hit a little loop or two right. That's going to be a tough play. Coming on to make it is Sammy Sosa. He dives and catches it. Beautiful play by Sosa out there in right field to prevent probably a run from scoring. Here's Derek Bell. Bell will strike out, and Trasko gets out of the inning. So the 2-2 tie remains. Bottom of the 5th now. Ozzie Timmons has come on the pinch hit for Trasko, and here's the pitch to him, and he hits one to short. That'll be a turn double play there. So double play, 6-4-3 for the Astros. We'll move to the 6th. They'll tie it at 2. Terry Adams, the new pitcher. Orlando Miller, the hitter. That ball is lying to right field for a single. So Miller with a leadoff hit here in the 6th inning. Mouton's the hitter.
Strike 3.
Mouton strikes out in the off-speed stuff from Terry Adams. The pitcher is now up for Mike Hampton with 2 outs. Hampton takes ball 4 as he's known to be able to swing the bat, and Adams didn't give him anything to hit. And that brings up the dangerous Biggio now with 2 on and 2 out. High ball game. Biggio does his job, lines it, but right there is Gonzalez positioned beautifully. That ball was scalded, but Gonzalez makes the play, so the game remains tied. We're in the 7th now. Turk Wendell has come on the pitch for the Cubs. Bagwell's on first base. Tie game.
Strike 3.
Barry strikes out, so Wendell gets buried. That's the story in the top of the 7th. Bottom 7 now. Mike Hampton still in there facing Sean Dunston. And Dunston lines this one into the gap. Dunston, another extra base hit. He already has a triple. This is going to be a double for the Cubs shortstop. So Dunston gets on base with 1 out here in the 7th. Dunston now on 3rd with 1 out, and Scott Service the hitter. Service will hit it to 3rd. Dunston's going to have to hold. The play is going to be made there by Barry, so Hampton gets the ground out, and now it's up to Jose Hernandez with 2 outs and a runner on 3rd. This one's hit to short. Play is going to be made there, and the Astros get out of this jam. Miller makes the play. A hard shot he handled well. Bottom of the 8th now, still tied at 2. Mike Hampton still in the ball game. Here's pinch hitter Mark Parent. Parent will go to 3rd. That's going to get through for a hit. Barry probably could have done better on that pitch. Or on that play. And Brian McRae now the batter. Hampton still in this ball game. There's a shot up the middle for a hit. Parent's going to hit all the way to 3rd if he can beat the throw. He can. And the Cubs now have runners on the corners. Nobody out. Ray Sanchez, the hitter with the infield in. Sanchez goes too short. And he's going to beat it out. An infield hit. And that will score the run. The Cubs take the lead here 3-2 on the Sanchez infield single. We'll move to the 9th inning. Randy Myers has come in to try to close out the win for the Cubs. Another 1-run game. Don Cangelosi's the pinch hitter here. He will fly this one to center field. McRae has a beat on it. He'll have it. 1 down. Craig Biggio, the hitter. Biggio hits it right to the 3rd baseman. Hernandez makes the play. 2 outs now for Brian Hunter. Myers winds and delivers. This one's hit to 2nd. Play will be made there. Sanchez has got it to Grace for the out. And the Chicago Cubs come right back. Another 1-run ball game. They win it 3-2. Well played, just like the first 2 games. Nothing changes in Chicago except for the result. Mike Hampton did his best going 8 innings, allowing only 3 earned runs and 4 Ks. Steve Traskell went 5. He will end up with a no decision. Joe Bullinger got the win for the Cubs, as they got the run late in this one. Craig Biggio, 2 for 4 with a double, run, and an RBI. But it was the Cubs who pulled it out, falling behind 2-0, but then scoring 3 runs and having their pitching put it all on lockdown at Wrigley Field. Randy Myers got the save. And it was looking at the 8th inning. Sean Dunston got an extra base hit. And it was Ray Sanchez who was able to single Mark Parent in. I apologize, actually it was Parent who got on, and then McRae in the inning, and the winning run was delivered by Ray Sanchez on an infield hit to give the Cubs the win. So this is now a tight series again. 2-1. Houston still holds the lead. We'll move on to game number 4, where Doug Drabick for the Astros will take on Kevin Foster. The Cubs looking to tie the series. All 3 games have been very, very competitive. 1-run decisions in all of them. I expect a close one again here in game number 4. So let's head out to Wrigley. Let's see what happens. Game 4 of this very good series. Cubs and Astros from Wrigley. Bottom of the 1st inning, we got Sammy Sosa up with 2 on against Doug Drabick, and the Cubs have the bases loaded here in the very 1st inning against Drabick, who's in some trouble, and Luis Gonzalez is the hitter. He strikes out, so Drabick gets the strikeout when he needs it with the changeup. And 2 outs now for Scott Service. That ball gets away, so the Cubs are going to get a run here. They get on the board first on the wild pitch by Drabick. And it is 1-0 Chicago. We'll move top of the second. Derek Bell against Kevin Foster. And Bell goes deep to left. This ball's into the night and out of here. Derek Bell with a home run. He'll tie this game up at 1. Towering shot out to left field. We'll move bottom of the 4th. Todd Zeile, the hitter. 1 out. And Zeile goes deep to left. This ball might be out of here. It is. On to Waveland Avenue here in Chicago. And it is 3-1 Cubs on the Todd Zeile 2-run home run deep to left field. Sosa up now. Runners on the corners. The Cubs continuing to march here. And what do we have here? We have a balk. A balk on the pitcher Small. And that's going to score another Cubs run. Here it is 4-1 now. Mark Small with the balk, and Sosa now with the man on second. He goes deep to left, way back there, looking up, and it is gone. Sammy Sosa drills it out to left field. Another Cubs home run, and they've opened things up now 6-1 here in Chicago. It's all Cubs in this one so far. We'll move to the 6th. Bagwell, the hitter. And he drills it to left center. That ball's got some carry. That's going to get out of the park. A solo home run for Jeff Bagwell. 6-2 now our score. We'll move to the 9th inning. Tim Bullinger in there, facing Tony Eusebio with 2 outs here in the 9th. 8-2 is our score.
Strike 3.
There's strike 3, and the Cubs win their second game here at home. 8-2 to tie this series at 2. This was a different type of game. The Cubs showing their muscle, hitting 2 home runs. Kevin Foster gets the win. He went 6 innings, 10 strikeouts for Foster. A very good outing. Todd Zeile 3 for 4 for the Cubs with 2 RBIs in that home run. And Sosa went deep as well. Bagwell and Bell hitting solo home runs, but that's not nearly enough today. 3 errors for the Astros did not help the cause at all. Doug Drabick takes the loss. And more importantly, this series is all even now and becomes a best of 3. The home team winning every single game. So we'll move to the final game here at Wrigley Field to see who can take the advantage. Game number 5, it's going to be Shane Reynolds against Jamie Navarro. It's a repeat of Game 1 that Houston took. But the Cubs with the momentum now will look to see if they can take the advantage before we head out to Houston, which we are guaranteed to do, and we kind of knew it. This was going to be a close series, and that's the recipe we're getting. So let's head out now. Game 5 coming up from Wrigley. Cubs and Astros tied 2 games apiece. Let's head to the action. Third inning, and we have Tony Eusebio up there with the man on. No score in this ball game. There's a ground ball to short. That's going to be turned 4-2 by the Cubs. 6-4-3 there. So this inning is over. We'll move to the 5th. Orlando Miller up there with the man on. Still no score in this ball game. Little dribbler. That's going to be a tough play, and it's not going to be in time. An infield hit there. Taking second is Bell, and we got runners on first and second. 1 out for James Mooden. And this is hit to third, past the third baseman. That'll get down, run around in third. Ball gets away from the left fielder, and the Astros will get on top here. 1-0 on the RBI single by Mouton, and Shane Reynolds now at the plate. Base is loaded. He will strike out, so the pitcher goes down for the second out of the inning. Well, Craig Biggio now with a big chance. Base is loaded. 2 outs. Biggio will come through with a single to right field. 2 runs are going to score if the play at the plate is not in time, and it's a 2-run single by Biggio, making it 3-0 Houston. Moving to the 6th inning now. Navarro still in the game, is going to bat for himself against Reynolds. And Navarro goes deep to left, way back. Could it be? It might be. It is. Jamie Navarro comes through on his own with a solo home run. Riggleman lets him bat, and the big man comes through with a homer, the first run for the Cubs. Navarro says, I'll do it myself. So we'll move to the 7th. Now it's a 3-1 ball game. Navarro's still pitching, and here's Reynolds coming through for himself now. A double at least into the gap. Reynolds heading to third. A triple, so it's pitcher's delight here at Wrigley Field. Shane Reynolds with a triple to right field with 2 outs. He cannot be plated, however, and we'll move bottom of the 7th. Luis Gonzalez facing Shane Reynolds in a 2-run ball game. And this is a shot deep to right. This one's got some carry all the way into the basket. Home run for Luis Gonzalez. The Cubs have cut it to 3-2. Only the 4th Cub hit, but it's a good one. And now the game becomes a lot tighter as Scott Service comes up. A 1-run ball game. Service takes ball 4 outside, so the Cubs looking to steal this one and rally. Remember, series is already tied at 2. Todd Zeal's the hitter now as Xavier Hernandez comes on in relief. This is looped to center field. That's going to be caught, however, by the shortstop. Miller has it, so 2 outs for Hernandez. Hernandez. This is hit too short. Easy play there, but the Cubs cut the lead to 3-2. 8th inning now. Sean Berry facing Mike Walker. Walker's got an extensive work in this series, and there's a line shot to center field. That's going to be extra bases. Berry has a double. Sliding in the 2nd with 2 outs. We'll move to the bottom of the 8th, however. Still a 3-2 game. Sean Dunston, the hitter, to lead it off. Dunston, however, will strike out. 0-2 count. They get him. 2 outs now for Ray Sanchez. Sanchez hits it in front of the plate. That's going to be a tough play. But the play is made by Eusebio. And that will do it. So we're going to move now to the bottom of the 9th. It is a 3-2 game. Todd Jones trying to give the Astros the series lead. Mark Grace is the hitter. And Grace will ground this one to 2nd. That should be routine. It is. Biggio makes the play. 1 out for Sosa. Sosa hoping maybe to get a chance to tie this ball game up. He'll hit it to right. That's going to drop in front of the right fielder for a single. So Sosa gets on. The Cubs will bring the winning run to the plate, and Luis Gonzalez, who's already homered. Let's see if he has any heroics left in him. This one's deep to left. He goes the other way. It will be caught, however. Out there's Cangelosi, and that is the 2nd out of the 9th inning. The Cubs down to their last batter. Got Service against Todd Jones. Service representing the winning run. Sosa on first base. Here's the pitch. This is grounded to short. He's going to be made the short way, and the Astros. And Todd Jones closes the door. Houston wins game number 5, 3-2. They pull it out of the fire here late. Shane Reynolds with a good ball game. He pitched 6+, struck out 4, gets the win. Navarro with the loss, even though he also hit a home run for his team. James Mooden has 3 for 4 with an RBI. And it was Shane Reynolds who pitched well until the Cubs pecked back a couple runs. But Todd Jones was able to close it out for his 2nd save of the series. Another 1-run victory by the Astros. And they are in control now as this series heads back to Houston for game number 6. Fred Castillo will face Darryl Kyle. The Astros having good success in the Astrodome the first couple games, and they pull the last crucial Game 5 out at Wrigley, and now have a chance to close out this series, a very tight competitive series. I would not be surprised if the Cubs come right back and force a Game 7, but the Astros will have the final word here. Game 6 coming up from the Astrodome. Frank Castillo against Darryl Kyle. Let's get out to the action. So back in Houston, we're top of the 2nd inning. Luis Gonzalez at the dish. And Gonzalez rips one deep to right field. This ball's got a chance to go all the way to the wall and out of here. Luis Gonzalez with a solo home run here in the second inning. 1-0 Cubs. We'll move bottom of the second inning. Orlando Miller up there with the man on against Frank Castillo. And this ball is drilled down the line to right. That's going to be extra bases here for Miller. So second and third now for the Astros in the second inning. Moonen's the hitter against Castillo. This is line also to right. Sosa's coming over. Diving catch by Sosa. And he gets up, throws the ball in. Great play by Sosa. A run will score on the tag, but still, he prevented another run from scoring. So it's 1-1. We're in the fifth. Zeal facing Darryl Kyle. This ball's hit deep center field, way back there. That ball's going to get down. Zeal has himself a double here in the fifth inning. The second Chicago hit. Zeal now on third. Brian McRae up there with 2 outs. McRae hits this one to short. That gets through. And Brian McRae puts the Cubs back on top here 2-1 with an RBI single. Bottom 6 now. Jeff Bagwell, the hitter. Outside there, ball 4, so 1 out. Bagwell will walk. Brings up Sean Berry. Berry pops it up. Coming on over there, Sosa. He'll make the play. So 2 outs for Derek Bell. And Bell will rip one to left field. That'll get down. So first and second here in the sixth inning. The Cubs lead in a precarious position. Orlando Miller, the hitter. He's already come through today. And Miller goes to right. That ball's going to drop in front of Sosa. Run around in third. Sosa throws the play. We got a play there. It's not in time. Service with the tag that's late. And this game is tied at 2. Mouton now back at the plate against Castillo. He'll hit it in front of the mound. Castillo will make the play at first. That'll end the frame. But the Astros tie the game. On the Miller single, it is 2-2. We're bottom of the 8th now. Ryan Hunter facing Mike Walker, who's got a lot of work in this series. Hunter will hit this one in front of the mound, and it is misplayed by Service. He bobbles it. So the Astros will get Hunter on here to start the inning. Bagwell, the hitter after the error.
Strike 3.
Strike 3, however. Bagwell will go down looking. A breaking ball got him. Sean Berry, the hitter. And this one's lined to left field, way back there, but it's going to be caught. Gonzalez makes a nice play in left field to keep the game tied at 2. Here's Derek Bell. Bell will hit this one too short. Misplay again. This time another error. Hernandez makes the mistake, and he now keeps this inning alive. 2 errors by the Cubs in the inning. And Orlando Miller with a big chance here, and Miller hits it to third. That play is going to be made, however, fielded by Zeal, and the Cubs get out of this frame. Game still tied at 2. Here's Mark Grace. Leading off the 9th inning for Chicago, and Grace lifts this one high to right. Coming on over to make the plays, Bell. 2 outs now for Luis Gonzalez against Todd Jones. This one's ripped to right field for a single. It's the 4th Cub hit. Gonzalez, who already has a homer, has a nice game, but we'll move to the 9th now. Tied at 2. Randy Myers facing James Mouton. And there's a walk. So again, a precarious start for the Cubs. Leadoff man on. Tony Eusebio's the hitter. Let's see if he moves anybody on. Fly ball to center field. McRae's going to have that one. So 1 out, 1 on. Don Cangelosi is the pinch hitter. See what he can do against Myers. He strikes out. Myers gets him swinging, so 2 down here. Biggio's the hitter. 2 outs, tie ball game, 9th inning. Myers delivers. Biggio hits this one high and deep to right field, all the way to the wall. It is gone. Walk-off home run, Craig Biggio. And the Astros have won this series on a dramatic bottom of the 9th home run by Biggio with a man on off Randy Myers to end this series and this ball game. What a finish at the Astrodome. Pandemonium in Houston. It is the Astros who move on. They beat the Cubs 4-2 on the Biggio walk-off. Darryl Kyle pitched very well. So did Frank Castillo. Luis Gonzalez had a home run for the Cubs, but it was Biggio in the end who lifted a pitch to the opposite field and took it out of the park. The Cubs made 3 errors, only 4 hits. They were in this ball game late, however. Both closers came on and were part of the decision. Todd Jones gets the win. And the Astros win all 3 games they played at the Astrodome. A dramatic, crucial Game 6 win. They also won the last game at Wrigley Field, which was crucial as well. And they take this series. We see the numbers here. Biggio with that home run hit .320 with 5 RBI. Berry and Miller driving in 2 on their own. And you can see here Bagwell only .238 with the 1 home run. Not a great series for him. The pitching, you can see here, Darryl Kyle with a very good series in his 15 innings of work, struck out 17. Shane Reynolds got a win in his 2 starts, 2.70. Mike Hampton okay, so Doug Drabick did decent, but took a loss. So the Astros pitching really, especially the bullpen, came through. Donnie Wall, Todd Jones, Xavier Hernandez, the real stars of this series for Houston. For the Cubs, no real bats to speak of. Sosa drove in 4, but only hit 174. Even hitters like Mark Grace down at 208. So no real offensive outburst by the Cubs at all in this series. Their pitching kept them in it. Terry Adams pitching very good. Mike Perez, 4 innings of no-run work. Kevin Foster had a decent start. Jaime Navarro at 4.15 in his 13 innings of work took a loss. Traskell did okay. Mike Walker appeared in a number of games and took 2 losses. And Randy Myers led up the crucial home run in the end. The MVP goes to Craig Biggio. Deserving, especially with that dramatic walk-off home run to end the series. He finishes with 5 RBIs. He scored 5 runs, .320 average, and a very good glove as always at second base for Biggio. And it's always fun to wrap things up in a walk-off style. And the Astros will be celebrating here as they move on, eliminating the Cubs in Series 116 of this presentation of our historical matchups on Out of the Park Baseball 20. Again, wrapping things up, the 1996 Houston Astros take care of the 1995 Chicago Cubs, 4-2. Glad you were here with us. Glad you were a part of this, and we will be right back with you here shortly. Hope you enjoyed the series. Have a good one.